All right, there's just a couple more lessons that I really want you to at least see before you go into high school algebra. And so this lesson is on solving systems graphically. And then we're going to be looking at solving systems algebraically by using substitution and elimination in the two lessons after this. Okay. So I'm going to make this as easy as I possibly can, just given our current situation. And if you recall, when we solved multi-step equations, there were times when we got one solution, where we got like x equals 3 or whatever. There were times when we got no solution, okay, where there's nothing you can put in that equation to make it true. And then there were times that we got infinite solution, okay? Well, that's what we ended up getting for one equation. When we're talking about solving systems graphically, what we're actually talking about is multiple equations that are graphed on the same coordinate system. All right, so let me go ahead and create a coordinate system here. All right, so I've created a couple of coordinate systems, and I just want to show you graphically what it looks like to have one solution, no solution, and infinite solution, okay? So let me back up a little bit as we talk about this word systems, okay? A system would be when you have two linear equations, such as this, and then maybe, let's see, -1/2 x minus 5. When you have two equations that you are graphing on the same coordinate plane, okay, this is what creates a system, okay? So I'm not going to go into too much fuss here in terms of graphing this, so I'm just going to do this really quickly. So let's see, up 2, so y-intercept of 2, and then rise of 3, run of 1. So that's going to be my first line. Okay, and then I'm going to do the next one in a different color. So we've got -5 for our y-intercept. So we start out way down here, and then we have -1/2. So this is going to be a negative slope. It's going to be going down. So I go down 1 and to the right 2. Or I can go up 1 and to the left 2. So on and so forth. And basically, what we end up getting here, as I try to draw this line, is we basically get this one solution example where we end up getting two lines that end up intersecting. Okay, so it's actually this intersection point, okay, whatever that xy ordered pair is, that actually becomes that one solution. Okay, no solution would look like this. Okay, so let's say we've got this line, and then let me choose a different color, and we've got this line. So as you can see, if the solution is wherever these lines are intersecting, it's very clear, okay, when the slopes are the same, okay, that those lines are not going to intersect. Okay, so this would be an example of no solution because there's no point on that coordinate system where those lines intersect. Now the next one is interesting, and it's called infinite solution. And infinite solution would be, let's say I go to draw a line. Okay, so here's one line. So let's say that this is y equals -1x minus 1. Okay, and then I go to draw a second line, but it happens to go over the exact location of my first line. Okay, so it ends up being the exact same. What ends up happening a lot of times is that each one of these values is multiplied by something. So maybe everything's doubled or everything's tripled. So this would be, let's see, 2y minus 2x minus 2. What I could do to this equation is I could divide everything by 2 to get -x minus 1, which shows that those are the same, basically the same equation. So when you have infinite solution, it's just basically one equation and then the next equation would be where every term is multiplied by some specific number. Okay, so there are your 3 different examples of one solution, no solution, infinite solution. And what's going to happen on your homework is I'm going to, I've created a Google form that you're going to fill out. It's going to be multiple choice. And you're going to go through and you're going to do you're going to have 2 different types of problems. One, I'm going to give you a graph of 2 lines and you're going to have to tell me, is it one solution, no solution, or infinite solutions? Okay. And number 2, if I give you a one solution example, okay, so let's say we're talking about this example here, I might actually ask you to identify what that solution is. And all you're basically doing is you're naming that point. Okay, so for this particular example, the points that I ask you to name are going to be a little bit more strategic, and that it'll be you're not going to get like decimals and that kind of stuff. But in this case, I would say this would be -4 on the x-axis, and then 1, 2, 3, probably -4 on the y-axis. So that would be our point of intersection, which would be our one solution. Okay, so one solution, you're actually naming the point where those 2 lines intersect. If there's no solution, okay, then there is no answer. An infinite solution means I could put anything in for x and y, and it would give me the same line. Okay, so those are going to be your 2 different types of homework problems for today.